Are you planning to increase productivity of your company using an ERP? Hi, this is Kushal Advaryu, founder of DigiEn Infosoft. Having implemented ERP across multiple industries and multiple segments, we now understand what is required to increase productivity of a company using a business management solution like an ERP or an MRP. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you in detail about how you can increase productivity of your company by using a business management solution like that. The world is becoming productive faster, and the production capacities across the globe has become greater in this century. And with this, in our company as well, we require increase in productivity so that we can stay in this competitive market and we can actually grow the company. Now, in order to grow the company using the productivity increase, we need to keep in mind multiple factors. We have seen this across implementations that ERPs increase the productivity more than anticipated before. ERPs are capable to digitalize your business more than you think. There are multiple ways in which processes can be automated in the company, and it can be digitalized in a way that it increases the productivity to the best level. Now, whether it is an off-the-shelf ERP or custom-made ERP, any kind of software is going to definitely help you in the business to increase the productivity and ultimately the profitability of the business. For any business across the world, the primary objective is the growth in terms of profitability. Now, this profitability can be earned through productivity, and productivity can be achieved through increase in efficiency. So in this video, we are going to focus much on increasing the productivity part. Let us see all these points one by one. Point number one, understand all the operations in the company. Now, any company is divided in multiple departments and there are multiple operations being performed across department. We need to list down all these operations being performed in the each department, and we need to know what actions are being taken by each of the department to accomplish their work. It is not necessary that for each of the operation in the company we need to have a different department. If it is a larger company, then we can have a different procurement department, different production department, billing department, accounts department, HR department, admin department. But if we have a smaller company, operations are still going to be same. But if we have listed down all the operations, we understand which operations can be clubbed together or which operations can be separated out. So if we have a smaller company, for example, and procurement is actually being taken care of by the production department only, then we can club production and procurement department together. Now, if we have an accounts department which is taking care of billing and we have a bookkeeping operation as well. Now, in this case, if we want, we can create two separate departments or operations out of that. One is of billing and second is of account keeping. So that way, this is the first step in your journey to make your organization more structured and improve the productivity of the organization overall. Next point, work on the processes. Now, processes are the steps being taken by each of the stakeholder in the company, each employee in the company to accomplish their work. We need to create workflows or flow charts of all the activities or actions which are being taken by them, and we need to understand if there are common activities across departments which can be clubbed together. So in that case, when you talk to an ERP consultant or a business management consultant, they will be able to come up with a single workflow which will be making your execution faster, the execution of the company and work faster, and it will actually allow the employees to focus much on the productive part of their work, and that way we will be improving productivity. Not just that, if you have all the processes listed on a paper, we can now understand which of these processes can be digitalized and which cannot be digitalized. Ideally, and in today's world, almost all the processes which are there in a company can be digitalized, but we need to understand what is the complexity of that and how we can actually implement that. Once we have identified this digitalized processes, we need to work on the automation of the processes. There are many activities across departments which can be automated. For example, sending reminders to our vendors or customers, or sending reminders to our employees for their task completion, or raising a purchase order to our vendor in case we have shortage of raw material. So we need to identify these processes and understand which of this can be automated. Next point, work on the data entry elements. Now, when we have identified departments, operations being performed in the departments and processes associated with each of the operation, now we need to identify what data entry elements are we going to use to support these processes. Identifying data entry elements will also depend on the final outcome that you want from the software. Obviously, for the growth of the organization, we need some reports and charts from the software. Based on the reports and charts, we need to understand what parameter are we going to capture based on the key performance indicators of our business and the reports and charts we want to generate. We have identified the parameters, and based on these parameters, we need to understand what type of data elements do we need and what kind of data are we going to record while doing the data entry. So this data entry can be automated. Once we have identified all this, we want to minimize human intervention in the software. There will be a lot of data that can be generated based on triggers and which can be automated as well based on the certain data which we have already generated or historical data that we have in the software. So work on this part as well. So in that case, you are minimizing the scope of the human error in the software, and it is going to increase productivity of organization as well. So all the points we have seen so far are related to structure of a software. Now we are going to actually focus on the outcome from the software. Next point is about user experience. This is the most crucial point today. User experience is more about adaptability of the software to the requirements of the company and more about requirements of your employees while doing the data entry. If we have a full white screen for doing data entry, there might be a possibility where your employees would avoid seeing such screen for a longer period. And additionally, if we have such screens where we want employees to enter a lot of data on the same page, in that case as well, they will lose interest from application and they will not perform as per the expectation. So you need to work on screens, colors, themes, transitions of the pages, and a lot more things. The application should be such that employees are always interested in that, they are not burnt out by using the screens of the software, and the data entry elements and the transitions are so smooth that they actually have to take minimum efforts in doing their work in the software. Next point, record each step being taken in the software. So these digital softwares are so intelligent that they can record each and every step being taken in the application. We need to keep a track of that. It is not about monitoring the employees, but it is more about focusing on the root cause when we are facing some challenge in the company. This actually will also help you in understanding how the company is functioning. So when we have each and every step being recorded in the company for each of the operation which is being performed, in that case, if some operation is taking a lot of time to complete, or there are some problems in some processes, or we are facing some challenges in executing some tasks, so in that way we can identify what actions are we taking to complete the job and how we can overcome the hindrance we are facing in that. So what are the parameters of that, what are the root causes of that, what are the results of that, everything is recorded and it will give you detailed insights of your business. Next, make a habit of using software driven project management system. I'm quoting the word habit here. A lot of organizations or companies implement project management solution, but they don't use that. Some of the employees don't like the screen, some of the employees don't like the data entry element, some of the employees don't like being monitored by the system, or sometimes even the owner is not keen on implementing that. So we need to overcome all these things. A software driven project management system is for the betterment of the company only. We want to identify how each of the task or each of the project is getting executed in the company. You as an owner need to have a detailed analysis of project which is being executed right now. It can be a production project or it can be a services project, it does not matter. But you need to have details of each of the work that is being performed for any of the project that is getting executed in the company. Now it is not about monitoring as I told earlier, but it is more about understanding where we are lagging behind, if at all we are lagging behind, or if we are performing well, then we need to identify because of which reasons or which factors we are able to act faster on any of the requirement. So it has to be a habit for all your employees, all the managers and the owners, that they are taking each action for any of the project in the software only. When you make this a habit, it is going to increase your productivity. It is needless to say, because when we have all the structured operations being catered by a project management system, then in that case the productivity is the only option which is left in a company. Next point, no paper based approvals. We waste a lot of time in paper based approvals. Actions have been taken by employees, but we wait for the approval from the owner or from the senior management for any of the work that is done, for the payment to be done, or for the purchase order, or for the project approval. There are multiple reasons for which we need approval in a company. If we have a system based or a software based approval system, in that case we can take necessary actions in no time. Whether it is an approval or a rejection, we can get a proper reason recorded in the system that why are we approving or rejecting that. If there is a rejection, then what corrective measures do we need to take? So rework on the same data can be easier and faster than before. Next point, keeping optimum inventory. Now, keeping optimum inventory is not only helpful in working capital and profitability, but it is also helpful in better productivity of the company. If we have optimum inventory available with us, we are able to execute our production activities on time. So this will help the company in increasing productivity and ultimately boosting the profitability of the business. Next point, automated reminders. It is also important to understand that this seemingly very minute, low priority point, how this will help in increasing the productivity. But this is one of the most important points of this entire exercise. If we are sending out automated and regular notifications to our employees, our customers, and our vendors, it is more likely that our payment is getting done faster by our customers, our material is getting delivered before the delivery time by our vendors, and employees are completing their task on or before the time. So this is going to improve productivity overall for the entire organization, and this is going to be very much helpful for the company in growing to the next level. So although this point seems very minute, but this is one of the important points you need to take care of. So these are all the points that we need to keep in mind when we are planning to implement an ERP, which will help us to increase productivity of the company. I have so many other details which I can share with you, but I am keeping this video brief. Please contact us for any other detail that you require regarding ERP implementation or how it can be helpful to you. You can reach out to me at my email ID, that is info@dign.in. Thank you for watching my video, and if you find my video helpful, please share with others. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.